So year 10s, what I've done here is drawn a character of RD2D in a Tim Burton style, and the aim is that I'm going to use a pen and wash to apply shadow and light. Now, obviously, I've in my earlier discussion, I explained how you could use dots to create texture, and also just lines like cross hatching and hatching in areas where you want more shadow, and where you want less shadow you would want lighter lines. And what I've done is I've literally got my paintbrush and I've just washed it in water, and I've drained most of the water off the brush so it's damp. So I would work with a damp brush. It's best to work with less water, and then you can always so I've literally drained most of the water off my brush, and then just very subtle, I will start off with some of the bigger areas, and what I would do is very lightly go over these areas, and what I'm doing is I'm literally just touching the tip of my brush. And obviously this character I want it to look curved, so I'm always doing like a curved angle as with my brush strokes. All right, and as you can see, some of the finer lines are helping to blend some of that tone into my character. All right, and then I can wash out some of that pen that's got onto my brush, and this time actually I'm taking some of the water off on a sponge, because when you're going on to very small areas, what you'll find is you need even less water, and if you have too much it would just literally smudge. And again, I want this to be curved. It's like a wire that's coming out, and literally, because there's barely any water on the brush, it's much easier to blend and ensure that there's not too much going on there. I'm not going completely to the other side as well. It's leaving some gap for some of the light to show through. And you can continue doing this in all the areas where you've got the different marks, and this will add to your tone. All right, so here I've got the dark block. I want it to go dark to light, like a knife piercing through. And even in the eyeball here, I am aiming to, I've got dots, I've got lines. I want him to look like he hasn't slept. I can even use some of the ink that's on my brush to draw some veins on there. It can look like he hasn't slept for a very long time. And the more you add, it will help to enhance that Tim Burton style. So hopefully I'll finish this for you and add the illustration to my PowerPoint so that you can have a go as well. And the thing is, it's really important that you realise that once you draw your character, if you don't like it, please try and attempt to, don't be too shy to draw it again, because what you'll find is once you've drawn it, it's a lot easier to just trace the outline and give it another go. It's much quicker rather than trying to draw it from scratch. So if you do find that you've messed up, let it dry, and then that way you can retrace the main areas of the character and try doing the light to dark again, maybe using a different, even if it is just using less water to blend. That's the biggest issue, but I would advise to start off with less water in this first instance by dabbing your brush on a sponge. All right, and I look forward to receiving your drawings.